Talk, where we discuss your topics you guys send in using the hashtag Table Talk or on Reddit r/SourceFed. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Trish Harrisberger.
I'm Ross Everett.
Woot woot. Go. Yep. Okay. From Reddit, Nectar of God's Balls. Thank you.
Also known as God's Semen.
If you had to choose, which one would it be? 1, immortality. Old age can't kill you, but everything else can, like normal. Or 2, invulnerability. Nothing can kill you except old age.
Invulnerability.
Really?
Hands down. You get to experience life.
So then you get, like, say, 80 average years of awesome life, but die of old age.
Oh, yeah.
Versus, oh, yeah, I guess so. Because immortality, if old age can't kill you, but everything else can.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd turn into Steve Zaragoza and, like, hole yourself up in your house and not want to do anything.
I just recently saw this video on Reddit. It was this really big guy, and he was talking about quality of life versus quantity of it. You can live 120 years, but if all you do is stay inside and don't really experience the world, then what's the point? Like, here we are at this stage in our lives, but if you don't live in the present, you're just looking back. Like, it doesn't feel like much time has passed to get here, does it?
I mean, yeah, it does.
Really?
I've lived 26 years to get
That's
here.
a lot of years.
A lot of years.
But it does go by like that.
It goes by like that. Like, no matter what stage of life you're in, you're currently in it. So even if you're 120,
that's
you're
why
not
it's current.
Yeah, but even if you're 120, you're not going to be in a place where you're just like, oh, like I want to keep living forever or something.
Maybe
like that.
you are though. Maybe you're that person who's 120 and you really don't want to die because there's still so much more you have to experience.
But if you didn't spend your time experiencing it, like if you're invulnerable, was that what they call it?
Yes,
If you're invulnerable, you could go out and experience all those things without even worrying. You get a solid 80 years.
That's true. No, listen, I do think it's maybe the better choice of the two because you don't have the fear of dying, so you can jump off of cliffs and dive into oceans and do whatever the hell you want. But I disagree that invulnerability is better because after 80 years, if you do all the things you want to do, you're going to be done. Maybe you didn't get to, maybe there's a bazillion things if you could live forever that you really want to do.
There's never enough time.
Yeah, that you're going to keep wanting to do.
So immortality, if you're just really safe about it,
right,
could
but that's
be the better
the reason
option.
I didn't choose immortality in these two, or I wouldn't choose immortality, is because anything could kill you. A car accident, falling out of a window, that stuff, I feel like you should be immortal, plus you can't be killed by other stuff. Like you should live forever or nothing.
Yeah, then you're both.
Well, I think if everything else can kill you, you need more time because you need to do it safely. You need to take the precautions. It's going to take you longer to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish or experience the things you want to experience.
If you think about the way that everybody lives now, everybody lives safe now. Like, you still get to experience the things you want to experience.
Everybody lives safe.
Okay.
Have you met teenagers?
No, but
Those
I mean,
guys
like,
are doing everything.
For the most part, people aren't like,
Them
I
I'm
was
gonna...
5 teenagers.
But I mean, for the most part, if people are going skydiving, they're not like, I don't care about my parachute. Like, they're taking safety precautions, even though they're still doing something that's definitely like living life on the edge and experiencing life and all that kind of stuff.
There's also the buildup of like, do I want to go skydiving? Am I willing to take that risk? If you're invulnerable, you're just like, why not?
Well, then you don't even need a parachute.
That's the rush of skydiving is that you're taking your life into your hands. So does that take away the rush of skydiving because you can't die?
No, I think you still get that gravity feel. Next one.
The gravity feel.
What do they call it? Oh yeah, gravity.
You mean the same thing you get on Hollywood Tower of Terror?
I won't go on that.
Won't die.
I will not do that.
But a part of it is the rush of, oh my gosh, maybe something will happen.
Ross, you won't go on Tower of Terror.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so roller coasters, I used to hate them like through and through, would not go on a roller coaster. And now when I go on them, I narrate, oh my God, we're going down, we're going up and to the right.
Oh my God,
People
really?
won't
Remind
ride
me to
roller
never, ever
no
go
roller coasters.
But when I was on that reality show, I had to fly fighter jets, and part of it is like the G's, like where like you feel like you're going up, didn't bother me as much as the dropping.
Okay.
So we were in that plane and we would do the dropping, and I was like, screaming, and the pilot that's in there with you was like, don't worry, the cameras aren't rolling it. You don't have to worry about this. And I was like, I'm not faking this. He's like, oh, hey guys, we got a screamer. Yeah, it's a guy this time. And I was like, oh great, well here we go. But after that, roller coasters don't affect me as much, but I still won't do Tower of Terror.
Have you ever done those, what are they called, where you sit like 4 people on each side in a square and it shoots you up and then you like bounce up and down, you know those rides?
I've seen the bigger ones
I've seen them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, the huge ones.
Yeah, those are fun.
So fun.
You can put a penny on your knee and then
Honestly, I feel like they're easier. Like those and Tower of Terror are easier than coasters. Like if you could do coasters, you could do it.
But I like the like, it kind of feels like you're on like a nice glide, and I enjoy that feeling. It's just the drops that I cannot tolerate. But you guys have seen those videos of, it's called the slingshot.
Yeah.
And it gives girls orgasms.
Okay,
that's what they say.
Oh,
I know lots of girls
I
who have
highly
been on those
doubt
do
that.
But do you
not
think
say
that
it's
girls
true.
enjoy roller coasters more than guys?
No.
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 Absolutely
I
not,
disagree.
because your lady parts up here
They're always,
bounce
like,
all over the place, and they
smashed.
hurt and they smash. And particularly the Superman coaster at Six Flags, where you have to lay like this in it. Oh man, when you're like waiting to get out of that thing, you're so
I thought you meant like
smushed.
but when they do the drop, if you put a penny on your knee, it kind of
that's
flips
what I
up. Does the
said.
same thing happen with your lady bits?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on.
It
well,
depends how smushed
they're
they
not
are.
flapping
in
out of there. Jesus Christ. Some ladies
Oh.
probably experience that.
I would-
What is wrong
I would
with
love
you?
to see this.
That probably happens.
Wrong.
That probably happens.
if a
Somebody find that
boobala
video.
slips up and
boobala.
knocks
Boobala,
a lady
really?
out.
Good Lord, Ron.
All right, next.
I get that you're going for the animated GIF. I think someone got it.
We'll go for it.
All right,
Wow.
Phil and Steve's Baby on Reddit says, if you could have been anyone for a day, you're unable to change their decisions, but you feel everything that happens to them, who would you choose, when, and why?
Like being John Malkovich, but the early stage of it. Like you're just witnessing life through their eyes.
Through their eyes.
Right, but you
Okay.
feel everything that happens to them, but you can't change any of the decisions they made.
This is a good.
This is a really good one.
Maybe James Dean?
God, there's so many good ones here.
Like the not that James Dean, not the one that died in the fire crash. That would be a bad one.
Oh, I'm like, wait, you going out on a motorcycle?
No, the porn
Oh, the
star.
porn star.
Because also
Oh.
not like none of the negative stuff would happen to you either, right? You would
you
just
get to pick the day.
Yeah, then you get to go home.
Oh, any day. Is this? Let's say for the sake of argument, are we talking history of time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reevaluate because they've had some pretty good days in there for other people.
Other people
Other
have had
people
some
some-
great
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I'm like full on history nerd. I'm like, I want to go maybe back to the Civil War and just experience like a day
Ooh.
then.
Wait, which side of the war?
Oh, well,
Why does it matter?
Because are you like, I would like to own a slave? Like, is that where you come from? Or are
I
you more like-
specifically said the Civil War,
Not
like
the-
during the war, not like I'd like to go back to a plantation and own some people.
No, I just
That's not what I
are
said.
we on the Confederacy? Are we? Where are you?
Well, if you're in the Confederate Army, well, they did have slaves that they brought along with them. There were actually people who followed the army. They followed the Northern Army, but then there were slaves in the South. But if you're in the army,
Yeah,
you don't
she's
have
in the
people
army. She's
who
not
are
home
with
on the
you.
plantation.
just making sure, and I wanted you to clear the air before the comments were like, Meg wanted to.
I think nobody else thought I was trying to own people. Maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
Well,
No,
now
like,
we know
I
that you
did-
don't want to.
And I said coming from like a history buff perspective, not like, coming from somebody who really wants some slaves. I'd love to go back.
I
No.
do too much work on my own.
I
I
like-
would love to have someone carry some of
Like,
that.
I'd love to go back to World War II. Maybe just sit in Easy Company for a day. Ooh, I could be Dick Winters for just one day. Done.
Is
That'd
that
be
another porn
cool.
star?
Nope, should be though.
Oh yeah.
I would like to go back and be Vivian Leigh during the making of Gone with the Wind.
Ooh.
That would have been
Didn't
amazing.
it suck though while they were making it?
Oh, I mean, it was definitely hard work, but like, I the film geek in me that like needs to know everything about that movie. I'm kind of obsessed with that movie. Would have been so cool to be there. So cool when they get those like huge crane shots of all those people, and like if I was Vivian Leigh and I could like feel her real crazy, like she was so good because she was so crazy, and it would have been amazing. It's amazing to live it.
I want to choose. I think Freddie Mercury when he's out
Ooh.
on stage, like singing.
Oh, that's
like,
a
Bohemian
good
Rhapsody,
one.
and hearing everybody sing along with him. I feel like there's just nothing that could compare to that.
You want to be a rock star.
I want to be a rock star for a day on stage at like the peak of their career, or
Yeah.
Darren Von Gardner at VidCon.
Oh my God.
He was.
Killed. I'm not kidding. I got home last night and I watched the Vine I made and I cried. Like I got like teary because I was like, that's my boy.
Like just watching it, I mean, like you could tell that like that was like a life moment for him.
Yeah.
He got out there.
So
If you guys
cool.
haven't seen it, it's probably on
Yeah, I'm
online
sure it's
somewhere.
up somewhere.
I don't know.
One of our editors, Darren Von Gardner, got out there on stage at VidCon and rocked it with Megan Todd.
Well, because
Rocked
he's
it.
like an amazing rap artist. He has actually an album, Gas Station Beanies, I think is what it's called. It's on my
Figure it
iPod.
out.
Pull it up. It's a really, really good. It's really great and he's fantastic. And so we were all there to support him and Megan
awesome.
Tonjes, who's
Yeah.
also phenomenal.
Another one. She's the folk version of Beyonce. And it
Got
was
a little sad.
She usually does like this acoustic guitar thing, but this was the first time that she ditched the guitar and just owned that stage.
Which I thought was crazy because she actually plays guitar on the single. She plays like on her and Darren's song, she plays the guitar for that. So I was like, it was an interesting choice to ditch the guitar.
And it gave her freedom to kind of like walk around the stage, and I was like,
she played a little.
She had such stage presence. I was blown away. I'm like, you're a superstar.
No, she
you're
is.
an actual superstar.
She absolutely is.
All right.
Absolutely. Who hasn't picked yet? Go ahead.
I haven't picked yet. Was there one more thing that you want? Okay, awesome. This is from Reddit, Imarusu. And whatever, you'll be able to read it, and that's how it's pronounced. If you could change one of your arms or hand for something like a weapon, what would it be? For example, a chainsaw instead of a hand, like Ash from Army of Darkness.
Okay. Do I have to pick a weapon? Because they said something like a weapon.
Yeah, so you could put anything.
I think
as
that was
your
just,
arm or
like
hand.
an example.
Can I have a giant cat paw?
That's what you
What
want?
would you do with it?
Because they're so
Scratch
different.
people.
Well, I could.
Yeah.
It is a weapon, all right.
Yeah.
But also, they're so soft. Like the little pad on a
The
cat
pad on a
is
cat.
so soft. So then I could be nice, and then I could be like, "Haga!" And that's the duality of Meg turning.
Yeah. Are you a Gemini?
No.
Okay.
I'm a Pisces, which is
Okay.
I was clearly born in the wrong zone.
Well, because like Geminis, I know have that like duality that split.
Oh,
They
yeah.
cray
Two side.
No, I'm supposed to be like all like mellow and very in tune with my feelings.
Or maybe you're on the cusp of something.
Nope, right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Wow.
I was just thinking how funny it would look if someone was walking around with like a fork, like a gigantic fork. As their
But that's
hand.
only you
Just
can
to
only do
eat,
harm.
And eat.
And eat.
Right, but you can only do like there's no like nice way. You can't be nice with a fork.
I know.
Ariel's hair would beg to differ. You could.
It's a dingle hopper.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even know. What? Maybe a taser.
Okay, again, you can only do evil.
You could
With
get
this
to your
hand,
car.
I can with my real hand.
There's things you gotta use two hands
You
for,
can walk home
Trisha.
in the
Now
dark.
one of them is a taser.
Well, maybe she's into that.
There goes all sorts of things you have to use two hands
I keep thinking of the Futurama episode, "The Devil's Hands Are Idle Playthings."
Oh,
where
yeah.
Fry gets the robot
for.
hands and
Like,
plays
ew,
the
they're so
homophone.
squishy.
And yeah, I think it'd be cool to have one robot hand, kind of like an Inspector Gadget type
Ooh,
thing, because
okay.
then I could kind of like. reach
Oh,
and-
that would be cool.
Yeah.
What if it was like a power glove? And you could actually play all your video games on it.
That would
and
also be cool.
Ooh, or like Dr. Claw's hand from Inspector Gadget.
The metal shoe thing, and then or like oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. The greatest game in BioShock Infinite. So like what,
Oh,
like
the
how,
plasmids?
Yeah, like those kind of
Or
cool
their
hands.
vigors, depending on which Bioshock universe you're
Shooting
into.
ravens out of your hands.
So you're gonna go Infinite.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I felt like Infinite, I only ended up using Possession.
That was a good one. That was a
It's-
really good one.
So what you have
build
to
your
pick,
team.
wait, so okay, let's flip it on its head. It's a
Okay.
plasmid hand, which vigor? And I'm gonna go Possession, obviously.
I like the water one. I think that was pretty cool. Also, it'd be great to just be able to shoot water out the back of your hand and surf to work.
And you did this, and I've been talking about Japanese toilets all morning, so I'm like,
Oh no!
you're gonna shoot water on your
I changed it.
No.
I'm keeping the water hand, but I am using it for that.
Right. Your own
100%.
bidet.
I'm my own bidet.
You're your
Shush,
own
do you have a
bidet.
vigor you want to put in your hands?
No, I was like, I could go. I was trying to think of like other super fun powers, and I'm like Spider-Man, like I could get that, but that's not a whole like change in my hand.
But we're talking about the plasmids.
I know, I didn't play that game.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I'm like,
take
yes,
a
that
weekend.
thing.
It's do yourself
Please.
a favor, take a weekend and.
Well,
play
but
that
you haven't
game.
played one, have you? Bioshock 1?
No.
Play that one first. Play
No,
Bioshock 1.
I got Civ
No.
5
Yeah.
kids that's on my
I
list. I
didn't
gotta
play
read.
any of them except for Infinite.
I gotta
but
read
I
all
read
the
the
Hunger
What are you
Games
doing?
books. I have so many things I have
Please,
to do.
if you haven't played Infinite, play one first, because that end moment is so much more special if you play one. Please.
I don't-
We're not
no,
going to say anything,
spoil
but
it.
please.
I will say
Play one.
spoiler alert. DJ always puts it up there, even if we don't spoil anything. So enjoy that sound effect.
Woo! All right, last question. AJ Mostek says, would you rather kill 100 strangers or one person who is close to you? By 100 strangers.
I think. I mean, like.
That's a horrible question.
Well,
I
We
think
all-
I'd go one person that's close to me. Honestly.
really?
Who?
I'm not getting close to Trisha Hirschberger
Yeah.
anymore.
Well,
When you say
okay, 'cause
close to you,
here's,
do you have
here's
to like
my,
them?
Here's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
here's my rationality behind this. Is if it's someone that's close to me and we have a discussion about it, it's like, look, 100 people are gonna die, or one of us is gonna die.
But it can't be you. One of you is about to die.
Well, but I mean, if we had a conversation about it, I think that someone that's close to me would be like, dude, I'll take it. Don't kill 100 people, because that's what I would say.
And we get to choose which person close to us?
Yeah. But you don't get to have a discussion. One person right now or 100 people you'll never meet, you don't know.
You wait. Then why aren't you allowed to have a discussion? No. I think you can clear it.
You gotta make it.
First.
You gotta make it. You can't clear it.
If I had to choose someone, I'd choose an older person in my life.
Really?
That's someone close to you. Get a person close to you that's like, I've had a great life anyway, let's save 100 people.
I'm trying to think if I know anyone with like a terminal disease that is just like in a bad place right now that they're like, please end it, then I could do like a good deed. But I'm initially with you, I think 100 strangers, because in my life, the people that I've met are more important to me than people that I haven't met, simply because I have context.
But that's what it's going to be for anyone. You know, obviously you're most concerned about the people you've met and have had experiences with throughout life, but oof, I don't know.
So I think if it's knee-jerk reaction, it's 100 people. If you get to sit and think about it, it's the person close to you. Because then you start thinking about 100 strangers. What if it's the person that's going to cure cancer?
Look, I totally get it. It's 100 people. You think about like each person has a family and a story.
Yeah.
I completely get that. Yeah. But there are a lot of people on this earth, and it's a scenario
You're thinking population
really
control.
Population control. It could be 100 people who all have terminal diseases that you don't know, and you get to keep all the people close to you. Whatever. I'm checking.
What? Oh man, wouldn't that be great? It's like you off 100 people. That turns out that they're all evil and wanting to die. Like, what are the odds? That was
a fantastic choice. What if you offed Hitler in that 100 people?
Well, he took care of himself. That was the coolest thing Hitler ever did. He killed Hitler.
He killed Hitler.
Yeah.
And then somebody burned him.
Did really?
Yep, he was burned in the garden above his bunker. Hey guys, that's our table talk. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ross Everett.
I'm Trish.
Don't forget to submit topics using the hashtag table talk on r/SourceFed. We will see you guys next time. Yeah, he really did do that. Yeah. Except for it's also like a conspiracy theory that maybe it wasn't his body and maybe
just like in Game of Thrones.
Maybe Hitler's like running around in New York City, just like a really old man.
Oh, hey guys, no, it's not Hitler. He wasn't so
can
bad.
I get some more kraut on that bagel? You know what? Let's make it to biology.
We're like a second away from springtime for Hitler right now.
Real funny, the producer's movie, Springtime for Hitler, you know who played Hitler? Or not Hitler, it was one of the Germans. It was Tyrion Lannister.
Shut up. Awesome.
Yeah, Google
Peter Dinklage, yeah.
No, sorry, not Tyrion.
Tywin.
Tywin Lannister.
There's also an animated gif of him showing some girls how to work it in a little miniskirt.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you showed me that. That was awesome.
Don't ever look at it if you want to watch Game of Thrones.